Hello, hello, hello. Marietta here with another video. Y'all know I've been watching a lot of videos with people talking about how can people afford to live. How's anybody making it at this time? How you afford to even live and to be able to live comfortable at this time? You know, a lot of people that are making these videos are really truly either they never ever had the struggle for real, or they never ever sat down and talked to their old grandmom and grandpop about how they made it through these trying times. And I think this is a conversation that needs to be had where people need to actually sit down right now and get some real education on how to make it through these trying times. We see what's happening in the world today, and there's nothing that we can actually do about what's going on. We sit there and we go to these grocery stores and we constantly see how expensive things are, and we have everything that we need in the palm of our hand when we turn these phones on to be able to see how to survive and to be able to create a lifestyle that we can make it without dealing with the high cost of inflation. Now, the high cost of inflation is really only going to hurt those that continue to keep trying to outrun the inflation and continue to keep trying to go to these grocery stores and pick up stuff that you can learn how to make yourself. Now, back in my day when I was growing up, we knew how to make some biscuits. We knew how to make some bread. We didn't have to go buy no bread. It still works today. You get that flour, you get in that kitchen, you begin to make that bread. Or you got the internet right in your hand. So if that loaf of bread is $3 and $4, you don't have to buy that. You can go get that bag of flour. You can begin to make some bread. See, but our problem is we want convenience all the time. And now we're living in a time where we're uncomfortable and we're on the line saying, how's anybody able to afford to make it? And this is where I believe that the word says, older women teach the young girls. So this is where your teaching is coming in at. I remember when, y'all listen at me, follow me then, and I know y'all, a lot of y'all ain't gonna want to hear this because this will take you back to when grandmom and grandpa was coming up, and they didn't have that washer and dryer, that modern washer and dryer where you got the convenience of going, putting your clothes in the washer, take them out the washer, put them in the dryer. No ma'am, no ma'am. We had what you call was a ringer washer. I was brought up with a ringer washer that sat outside of the back porch. And the ringer washer sat outside the back porch, and after you ran them clothes through the ringer, then you took them clothes and you put them out on the clothesline. And out on that clothesline, God knows that was the prettiest line of clothes you ever wanted to see. God knows it was. I have not forgotten my old-fashioned values, even though I learned how to use the modern day stuff. But now that I don't have that option of running that modern day stuff or it's going to run up a bill, I still use it, don't get me wrong. But I use it to a minimum, to the point where I know I can control my water bill and I control the electric bill. Okay, and then you think about the fact that as far as the heat, I was brought up with a wood stove. I was brought up with a wood stove, and there's no better heat, and I'll keep constantly saying there's no better heat than a wood stove. I don't have a wood stove here on the property, but I can tell you, if you got a wood stove, you got all you need. Because on that wood stove, we begin to cook. We could set a pot of beans on top of that wood stove, and we could actually let them beans cook with some dumplings in them, and we could fry some chicken on that wood stove in that cast iron frying pan. And you better believe, my mama raised 11 kids, 11 children, and she did not raise us on welfare. She did not raise us on the system from way back then. So when we think about how we can make it by as we listen and we just really decide that we're going to tighten down and we're going to buckle down and we're going to start doing things a little different. Far as learning how to cook and what to cook, you go get you some chickens, put them chickens on the yard, and you begin to raise your own chickens, raise your own food. You begin to get your little spot in that yard and you till it up and you begin to put some seeds in the ground. If you don't have no yard, you get yourself some buckets, you get yourself some flower pots, you get yourself, now this is old school talking here, y'all. I'm letting you know how you're going to make it. I'm letting you know how you're going to make it in this time. It is later for all the mild lashes, later for them long nails, later for all that crying, all that lashing. It's only water, it grows, it will dry up, but yet and still, you have to still learn how to function and say, okay, life is dealing me some lemons. I'm getting ready to make some lemonade, because lemonade was the best thing you could ever have outside on the porch, is to have your lemonade. You can't afford to keep buying all them sodas, wasting all your money. Sodas are expensive. I heard somebody say they're $18 for two 12-packs. Stop buying them. Stop buying that foolishness. Take this internet while you can and write yourself down some recipes. Before you lose power, before the grid goes down, begin to get yourself some recipes and begin to write them recipes down. Go buy you some recipe books while you can find them. Start doing what you need to do to start moving differently. All that whining and crying, how y'all gonna make it? How y'all gonna make it? How y'all gonna make it? Some of us ain't never left it. Some of us were grown up with it. Some of us never even left those way of thinking because of the fact that we knew that one day we'd have to put that in our back pocket and we'd have to use it all over again. Now we got them tools that we know how to use them tools all over again, so ain't nothing going on right now that's irritating me, because if I want a biscuit, I'll go in there and make one. You got to learn how to do what it takes. You got to learn how to do what it takes. Light a candle. Some of y'all need to light a candle. Some of y'all ain't lit a candle for your partner, and Lord knows how long. You ain't lit a candle for yourself. Go take your nice hot bath and light a candle. Lights go out, light a candle. I remember back in the day when the lights went out, nobody never knew we didn't have no electric. We didn't need none. We had oil lamps. Get yourself some oil lamps. And get them oil lamps and get ready to get them together. Get yourself some batteries. Start buying your batteries. Get yourself some flashlights. And make that house just as cozy. And stop buying all that unnecessary cleaning products that's making you sick. Spraying chemicals all around your house. Get yourself some vinegar and water. Get yourself some vinegar and water. Stop buying all them Bounty paper towels. Stop buying it. Because you don't need that. All you need is some cotton towels, some hand towels. And take them hand towels and hang them up and dry your hands with a hand towel. Stop wasting all that $30, $40 for some paper towels going in the trash can. Old school teaching you something right here. I'm going to teach you how to save some money. Right down to wiping your tail. Toilet paper, $30 and $40. Yeah, you need some. But you don't have to use just a whole bunch of toilet paper. You need a bidet. And your bidet is not that you got to go and buy expensive toilet. Your bidet is what our bidet was when we back in the day when we were having babies. And when we had babies and we left the hospital, they gave us a bottle, a warm water bottle. And we sprayed our body parts. We sprayed down there and we washed our tail with that, and then we was able to pat our tail dry with a little bit of paper, and we was nice and clean. But we always put some water on it and wash it, and that's what you need to do so that you won't be wasting a whole bunch of toilet paper. You won't be buying a whole bunch of toilet paper all at one time. You got to learn how to make your money work for you in this season. I know old school talking. I know she's saying something. But a lot of you will not want to listen to this because this is that old school teaching. That old school teaching still works today. That old school teaching is what's going to get you from A to B. It's going to save you your money. It's going to keep your money in your pocket. It's going to stop you from being depleted and spending a whole bunch of money on paper products that's going to go in the trash. Stop buying them paper plates, throwing them in the trash. That's a waste of money. Stop buying them paper plates and throwing them in the trash. Stop buying them paper cups and throwing them in the trash. Think of how much money you're spending on paper products that you're throwing in the trash. Right now, you need to be saving all that money. Get yourself a plate and put your stuff on the plate, because like you're a human being, like you know something. I know back in the day when the lights would go out and everybody even knew that we didn't have no electric. Stop putting all your business out in the street. Stop getting on these lines whining and crying like you ain't never been taught nothing, like you don't know nothing. Count it all joy. Count it all joy when the lights go out. Pull your family closer together and begin to minister to them and let them know that if you're going to make it, it's going to be all right. You got to learn how to make it. You got to learn how to survive, and you got to learn how to move and maneuver in this season, because a lot of things have never changed. When we went through the big C and the separation, ain't nothing changed for me. Ain't nothing changed for me, because I ain't never had a whole bunch of people in my face, and I ain't never had a whole bunch of people running in and out of my house. So isolation, solitude was already in effect. So this is how you're going to make it. You're going to make it by you're going to be self-sufficient. You're going to learn to do things differently. You're going to learn to do things for yourself. You're going to learn how to pack a bag when you leave home. You're going to leave that fast food alone, and you're going to be able to cook a meal, and you're going to be able to portion that meal out and portion control it while you can. You're going to write down some recipes while you can. You're going to get you some seeds, and you're going to get the kind of seeds that you can actually use time and time and time again, that you can continue to keep replanting, and you're going to plant them seeds. You're going to create some food, and you're going to go buy yourself some chickens, and you're going to get yourself some livestock, or you're going to find a farmer where you can buy your meat from fresh, and then you put that meat on a plate and you begin to cook it, and you won't have to worry about a thing. And so you're living in them $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $100,000 houses. Get out of them. Find yourself something cheaper to live in. Make a different way to live and start creating a different lifestyle for yourself now so that you won't be caught off guard. While you got these internet lines on, as everybody's saying, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse if you do not get better. If you do not get better in your preparation. Get better in how you're going to prepare yourself for what is to come. Everybody keeps saying it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So for some of us, it's nothing going to change because we've always been living in it. We've always been operating in it. We always knew how to function in it. We ain't never, ever, ever lived to a place where we was part of the rich elite club. We always been part of the poor club, and the poor shall always be with us. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Blessed he that thirsts after righteousness. Come on, somebody. You got to be able to understand exactly what's happening here and do not allow it to take you to a place where you end up broke before you decide that I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to do what it takes to make life a lot better for me and my children. I'm going to do what it takes for me to be able to survive and for me to be able to stay clean and be able to, as they say, wash your tail in a different fashion. It's just a matter of what you choose to do, how you choose to carry it. How do you choose to protect your money in this season? How do you choose to protect your life? There's a lot of things that we did back then that you're going to have to learn how to do, beloved. You're just going to have to learn how to do it. You're going to have to learn how to find a farmer, get your meats from there if that you have to. You're going to learn to put some seeds in the ground and grow your own food. You're going to have to learn to wash your own clothes. You're going to have to learn to stop wasting and stop wasting so much because America is a wasteful country. Now it's time for you to hunker down and learn what not to do and so that you'll be able to have your money last a lot longer for you. Turn them lights off if you need to turn them off. My mom used to say, turn them lights off. Turn them off. And light a candle. That's what you got to do. So I'm praying that this message will bless somebody and you begin to move different and you begin to understand that what's happening here, there's no need in being on these lines crying. It's time for you to take wise counsel and be able to start moving in a way that you don't have to be asked that question, how's people making it, how's people living, how's people, they doing what they got to do. They're doing whatever it is they got to do to make it. But one thing I don't want you to do is wait until you get to the edge and you get depleting all your savings, all your money, and then you say, I wish somebody had told you. You just been warned. It's time for you to shut that thing down and begin to move different. Start doing what you got to do to save what you can save and be able to start making things from scratch. So with that being said, I hope that helps. And if and so you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Turn your notification bells on so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. But what I don't want you to be doing is on these lines hollering, how are people making it today? I just told you.